Today, I'm going to be ranking every mainline Pokemon game. Let's get started. You've got your standard S, A, B, C, F, and of course, trash. The game's so bad, I would not recommend them to anybody. As always, we're going to start in order with Gen 1. You will notice that a lot of the same generation games will be lumped together. Just a warning. I think Gen 1 is really good for what it's worth. I mean, come on, it's Gen 1. These games had glitches out there. Yahoo! Although I do have to hand it to Pokemon Yellow, they did step it up with the sprites and color and the following Pikachu, so top of C tier. Johto. Classic Gen 2. This generation gets a B tier from me. Not because they are bad, but because they have heart. And much like Pokemon Yellow, this is an upgrade to the generation itself. I think Pokemon Crystal gets the very tippity top of B tier. This is where I lose most of you. Gen 3 is fine. Ruby and Sapphire were extremely sluggish, and the story left something to be desired. Not that there was a story for Gen 1 or 2 much anyway. But this is my tier list. Although I will say, I always preferred Groudon over Kyogre, so it beats it out just by that much. Pokemon Emerald is our first A-tier game. It took everything about Gen 3 that I had a problem with and improved on it. And it had a little side story about Rayquaza. It was cool. I strongly feel that Fire Red and Leaf Green are just cash grabs from Game Freak to try to squeeze more money out of Gen 1. If anything, I just consider them a graphical update to Gen 1, with minor tweaks here and there. I wouldn't feel right ranking them higher than a B. They added the Sevii Islands, but it wasn't enough. Gen 4. I've gotta say, I am a huge Sinnoh fanboy. Dialga over Palkia every day of the week, though. They did have their problems, sluggish menus, cluttered bags, and the type diversity was trash. Pokemon Platinum fixed every problem that I had with Gen 4, and fixed problems I didn't even know I had with the generation. It included the Battle Frontier, added several new plot points, and it even gave us the Distortion, S tier. But you've got to make room for the king. Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Heart Gold and Soul Silver did everything right. I could make an entire video alone on how Heart Gold and Soul Silver are the best Pokemon games, but that's for another time. If you've played them, you know. S tier. Spicy, put a warning to all Zoomers right now to look away. I have so many issues with Black and White. The sprites are ugly, the plot's forgettable at best, I hate all of the rivals. You only see the same 6 Pokemon for the first 2 hours of the game. The starters, Patrat, Lillipup, Purloin, that's it! Although recently I have come around to Black and White 2, they fixed a lot of the problems that I had besides the sprite stuff, and I kind of want to replay them as of late. So, B tier. I've got to give it to Gen 7. It impressed me. I think they made a lot of great decisions regarding Gen 7. The areas are interesting, the Pokemon are cool, the legendaries are cool. There's a lot to discover. But where they really shine is Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I'm currently replaying Ultra Sun on my 3DS right now. It's so good. There's just so much to see and do, and they already improved on 2 really great games. S tier for Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Which brings us to Sword and Shield. X and Y! I forgot about X and Y! I'm not even joking. I started creating this tier list, and I just completely forgot to include Pokemon X and Y. Just pretend like it was in here the whole time. That being said, I think they're very forgettable, and they're really easy. They try to hold your hand the whole time. B tier. And I hate the rivals. Moving on. I think this is where I lose a lot of you again. I think Sword and Shield are both fine games. I got over 200 hours of playtime out of them. They included over half of all of the available Pokemon, which is like 1,000 by now. They had 2 DLCs, granted they should have been included in the base game. But they were fun, they were interesting, they were cool. They weren't that cool, but I think they were fine for what they were. The first mainline Pokemon game that you could play at a home console or on the go. You know, I really thought I would be able to get through a tier list without having used the bottom tier, but unfortunately, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu are trash. Somehow, these are the best looking Pokemon games by a lot so far, and they're still terrible. It's just enhanced Pokemon Go. Absolute garbage. Which brings us finally to Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't think it needs to be said. This is the Pokemon game that people have been waiting for since the dawn of time. It's open world, you can run around, you can get your ass beat by a Garchomp, you can fly around! It's a great step in the right direction, and I cannot wait for the next Legends game. Some of you may be saying, but Tuber, where's Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire? I didn't play them. End of story. Cut to the end sequence.